Hello lovely people, I hope you're all doing well. I know I'm wearing a big thick woolly jumper and it's spring and the weather is incredible, but I'm cold. I'm gonna wear it. Apologies for that. Now, today I will be filming the stay at home book tag, which I am incredibly excited about. I will tag the original video down below, but basically there are 9 prompts that are to do with various things to do with staying at home. No, sorry, 8 prompts and a bonus. All the prompts to do with various things about staying at home and linking books to that. So let's just jump straight into it. First prompt is lying in bed, which is a book you either have or could read in a day. For that I have picked Imagine Me by Tahada Murphy. You've probably heard me say this a million times. I love this series. I know a lot of people hate on it, but I absolutely adore it. And every time I read one of the books, I usually read it in a day, 2 days if I have to go to work or something like that. I mean, I flow through the books so quickly. I just love them. They're so fast paced for me and I get so invested in the characters. So that is one book I could definitely read in one sitting, in one day at home. The second prompt is snacking, which is your guilty pleasure book. For me, it has to be The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I read this book, I think when I was 13 or 14, and that was before the movie came out. I mean, me and my best friend at the time, we bought tickets to the premiere of the film. We made our own t-shirts with this exact cloud thing on it with OK and OK in it. We were dedicated fans. And ever since, I have read this book whenever I'm feeling down, whenever I'm feeling upset. And I know it's a sad book, I know it's, spoiler alert, I know it's about kids with cancer. But I just feel like the whole storyline of it, the whole thing of them going to Amsterdam together, creating all these new memories together was just a lovely thing for me, especially when I was like 14, 15 and everyone's into that like teen smart fiction. Yeah, so for me this is just like a nostalgic, lovable book. I mean, you can tell by the amount the plastic's actually coming off the book, the amount of times I've read it. But yeah, I even have this book on my Kindle so that I can read it on the go if I'm in a different house to the one that the physical copy is in or anything like that. So yeah, this is definitely my guilty pleasure. The next question is Netflix, a series you'd like to start. For me, that is the Selection series by Kira Cass. Chloe Reads Books has told me multiple times that she loves this series, and she actually read it for a 12-hour readathon. And obviously, if you didn't know, it's being made into a Netflix film, and ever since that was announced, all I have seen over Twitter is people talk, and BookTube actually, is just people talking about the Selection. So I've decided that I'm gonna read that, and once I've got through a little bit of my TBR cube, I'm actually going to order the series and try and read that. I think they're roughly like 300 pages per book, so I should get through it pretty quickly. So that is one series that I would love to get started on. Prompt number 4 is Deep Clean, which is a book that's been on your TBR for ages. I know, I can tell my friends that are watching this are going to scream at me, scream at their screens when they see what book I'm holding up, but they're not going to be surprised. And that is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J Maas. I have read the first 2 and I'm not gonna lie, I read them when I was like 16 and I still haven't picked up this book. I think it's partly because I don't want the series to end, but also partly because, I mean, it's not the thickest book in the world. I've just read Queen of Air and Darkness, but I'm so scared it's gonna take me so long to read that I'm gonna take like a month to read it. I'm not gonna be able to read other books. This is my thing, okay? I have such fears of reading big books in case I don't have enough time to read other books. It doesn't make sense, it's probably silly, but it's the thing, and it's the main reason why I haven't read this book. I do want to try and pick it up this year. I want to get it read this year. But I mean, we'll see how far that goes, because come September I start my 3rd year of uni, which is my dissertation year, which is a very big year, so I'm not expecting to read a lot this year. I might, depending if I don't read it this year, I will save it for the next time I go on holiday, and I will take it on holiday with me and I will read it even if it kills me, I promise. Prop number 5 is Animal Crossing, which by the way I've never played. I don't own a Nintendo Switch either. And that is a book you have recently brought because of hype. For this book, I've picked Crescent City by Sarah J Maas. I picked this up pretty much a week after it released. Obviously everybody loves Sarah J Maas. I mean, Throne of Glass, Court of Thorns and Roses, those series are huge. And as soon as it came out, I remember everyone, or like as soon as it was released, it was happening. Also, sorry about the weird lighting. My lighting like thing has broken, so I'm relying on the sun right now. But yeah, I remember when this book was released, everyone was going mad about it, and I was just kind of like, I still to this day, obviously as you just heard, never finished the Court of Thorn and Rose series, and I also haven't finished the Throne of Glass series. I've only read the first 3. So Sarah J Maas releasing a new book was kind of just like, okay, whatever. And then everyone was going on and on about it. Again, it was something that I was seeing everywhere, so I was just sort of like, I guess I should probably buy it and read it. And that's what I did. And I still haven't picked it up. And again, it's huge, so I probably won't pick it up for a while. But giving into the hype, y'all. The 6th prompt is Productivity, which is a book that you've learned from or has had a big effect on you. And for me, that's All of the Books by Adam Kay. Adam Kay was a junior doctor within the NHS. If you don't know what the NHS is, that's the National Health Service. So in the UK, the NHS are how we get free healthcare. They are working amazingly hard during COVID-19, and they are a severely underfunded institution, and they deserve all the recognition in the world. Adam Kay, like I said, was a junior doctor working within the NHS, and he wrote books. They're quite small books, but he wrote books about his experiences, basically his diary whilst working in the NHS as a junior doctor. And when I was reading that, I actually listened to an audiobook which he reads himself, which for me like made it even more moving. But reading and listening to that book and listening to the actual stories and the amount of hours people were working and how they just get moved all the time and things like that, I mean, it was so moving. I never knew working like a doctor, working like the NHS, within the NHS, was anything like that. So that was like really inspirational for me and really moving for me. And he's actually releasing a book soon to thank the NHS. So that is going to be exciting. I am actually tempted to pre-order it. Prompt number 7 is Facetime, a book you were gifted. As you guys have probably seen if you've watched one of my very first vlogs, my boyfriend brought me Super Fudge by Judy Blume as part of my Valentine's Day gifts, as that was my like really nostalgic book when I was a kid. It was a book that I loved so much. That was the last book I was gifted, which was incredible. It was like one of the best gifts I've ever had. But before that, it must have been literally about 2-3 years before someone has gifted me a book. I mean, I don't really get books gifted to me. I usually buy them just because people don't think of gifting me books or anything like that. Like my family members usually just like, if they're going to give me something book related, then they will just buy me a book voucher. People don't really gift me books. I mean, I send people my Goodreads to read list, and I send people my Amazon wish list when they ask for it at like Christmas and birthdays, but I don't seem to get gifted books. Not hating on anyone, I love everyone in my family and my friends, but yeah. Number 8 is self-care, which is just tell us what one thing you've done recently to help make yourself feel better during this situation. And for me, I've actually started doing puzzles again. I haven't done puzzles probably since I was a kid, and I always loved them when I was younger. I always found them so much fun. And recently I've just sort of like, I found one of my old puzzles, my Marauders map one, and I was just like, I'm just gonna do it for fun, like what much else do I have to do? And I did it, and I was like, okay, I want to do another one. So I brought another one, and I'm literally in the middle of doing this one, and I'm already researching other puzzles to pick, and it's just making me like so happy, like having a couple of hours of a day just doing that. I'll stick an audiobook on, so I'm getting some reading as well when I'm doing it. So it might sound stupid, it might make me out to be a 60-year-old woman, but I'm just loving doing puzzles at the moment. And a final bonus question is name a book that's coming out soon. For this I have picked Nick and Charlie by Alice Oseman, purely because I love the Radio Silence. So I want to read more of Alice's stuff. I've never read her books previously published, which I probably should get and probably should read, but I'm trying to keep myself on a book ban at the moment, because I have so many to read. But yes, I picked this book purely just because I love Radio Silence and I'm really excited for it to come out. So that is the end of that tag. I will leave all the prompts and stuff down below so anybody could do it if they want to do it. Let me know if you guys have read any of the books that I've suggested, or if there are any other books you think I should be reading at the moment, and all of that jazz. And always don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. I'll see you soon with a new video.